guys, this is going to be hella awkward because I am not used to recording, but I figured this could be quite an interesting series to make. I just like to track my progress on a bunch of things. So, I've started getting into lifting recently. When I first started learning how to program, I just enjoyed making a record of it, I guess more for myself than anyone else, just so I can come back years down the line and see where I'd come from. And to me, it just helps inform in that routine. So it just adds more things to keep me on track with it. So I figured poker's something that I've played a bit before, not too much. It was about a year or two ago now when I started playing for the first time online. And I had a similar plan back then, but not with the videos, but I wanted to have a second income. My job is fairly flexible, so I can squeeze in hands. I'm fully remote, so not wasting a lot of time on commuting and things. So getting a couple hours in a day is definitely doable for me for something like this. And there's a lot of courses out there that are advertised, and I just figured having someone who is currently, as you can see from the graph here, it's only 15k hands, but clearly not crushing it. This is 10 NL on stars, and just see how these programs can help. So we'll get into it a bit more depth in a second, but I've started the Carrot Poker School grade 1 recently, and that's been amazing so far. Really have enjoyed it. I think I've done 4 or 5 of the lectures so far, but I'm really trying to take it slowly this time. I remember when I played before a couple years back, I was doing from the ground up and still really enjoyed the content, but I think I was just rushing through the videos just to be able to say that I'd done it, whereas this time I really do want to take my time. Out of the lectures I've watched so far, I think most of them I've watched a few times. And I've taken notes on them, and hopefully that means that the information's actually going to stick with me. But I want to do that for the whole of grade 1. In fact, I'll quickly move this over to the left. So I've just got this Obsidian page where I'm taking my notes, but I figured it would be nice to set some short-term and long-term goals, trying to keep them as smart as possible, but I've definitely strayed away from that a little bit for some of these. But yeah, so short term, I don't know what time scale that really means to me, but I'm guessing in the next couple months for a lot of these. So for example, completing grade 1 of the Carrot Poker School, I'm in no way affiliated with Pete Clark and his courses. I just really like the content. I think he's a great teacher, and it just provides that structure which does appeal to me, rather than an upswing. I think I've tried a trial on there before, and it just, for me, it was just a bit of overload. There were too many dissociated bits of content that I didn't really know what order in which to go through them. So yeah, like I say, I'm halfway-ish through at the moment, but still going to be working through that, making notes, and as I say, taking my time with it. The next point is putting regular volumes, so I probably should quantify that. So I don't want to get crazy with poker. I'm not going to take this as something that I want to replace my full-time job or anything like that. For me, I enjoy learning about the game, but the long-term goal for me is to have this as another revenue stream for me. I don't want 10 grand a month or anything like that. I think for me, as you can see in the long-term ones, eventually getting to the point where I could make 1,000 a month online, that would be amazing for me. And I think that is attainable with the right mindset and putting in the effort in studying and applying that knowledge. I think that is attainable. So, but we'll see. So yeah, regular volume, getting back to that. I originally set out thinking I could do 1,000 hands a day for 30k a month. That was back when I was 4 tabling. I have dropped down when I started CPS to 2 tables, and now I'm back up to 3. So it's probably going to be a bit less than 30,000 a month. let's say I did 750 hands a day. 750 times that is, what's that, like 22,000 a month roughly. So let's say, you know, we can edit these now. Let's say at least 20,000 a month. I think that's reasonable. Again, I know I could put in more volume, but there's other stuff I'm trying to pursue in my life this year. So I just want this to be something that I don't get super obsessed with. I've been known in the past to sort of get hyper fixated on these things, and then I burn myself out super quick. So I think 20k hands a month is pretty reasonable. Third point, tag hands as they happen per review, not just the big losers. So again, in the past, I wasn't tagging the hands mid-session. So, you know, there'd be spots where I wouldn't know what to do, and I'd think in the moment, oh, this would be a good spot to review, but then the next hand would come up and I wouldn't even remember it like 10 minutes down the line. So I think tagging them as they happen, and then after the session's done or on a different day, going through those with a solver maybe, or just analysing the spots myself, posting in some Discord servers to get some sort of chats going could be good. I think that's going to be a big thing for me. So hopefully I stay on top of that. And then the final short term, but I guess this is just a general rule, but I want to move up aggressively. Spoken to some people who are a lot more successful at this than I probably ever will be, but they've often given the advice that you want to get out of these low stakes, high rake environments as quick as possible. So I'll be starting at 10 NL, and once I reach 20 buy-ins, I'll shot take at the next level. I'm not sure if I'll do all 3 tables or 4 tables, however many I'm doing at once, or if I'll just do half and half or just put one in. But we'll see. But I think at 20 buy-ins, that's when I'll start shot taking anyway. And then longer term goals, like I've already mentioned, it's a bit of a shit goal, to be honest. It's a bit airy fairy and dreamlike. But I think for me, being honest with myself, this is like a financial thing. Like I would like to make a side income with this. So 1,000 a month from tables would be amazing. I'm not going to put a time limit on the long term, because this could, who knows how long that's going to take. We'll see how it goes with the learning and applying that. Finish more grades of Carrot Poker School. So yeah, I'm really liking the first grade, and I expect grades 2, 3, and I think it's E for the exploitative course are probably very similar structure and high quality. So I think if I'm going to be taking this seriously and I enjoy Pete's teaching style, then this is worthwhile. So in the long term, I'd like to complete all of those. And then finally, making one of these sorts of videos once a week, just checking in with the progress. Again, I'm not trying to get a ton of views on these or anything. It's just mainly for me, it's like a diary. You know, I want to be able to look back at these and think, oh, this is how far I've come. Or, you know, look at these stupid mistakes I was making and laugh at myself. So yeah, I think it would be fun. And, you know, if people enjoy this and they're unsure about the efficacy of like these courses, then I could be a little guinea pig for that, and hopefully either motivate or dissuade based on what you see from taking the courses yourself. So yeah, those are sort of the goals. And there's not going to be much else in this video. I'll quickly show what the current situation is. So yeah, this is all 10 NL. So this is 15,000 hands. We are technically losing right now at 2 BB per 100. We're running slightly above EV right now at break even. So right now I'd say I'm break even or slightly losing player. I'll get rid of the graph so we can see some more of these stats. So I'm not an expert on this, so I'm not going to try and analyze my own stats right now, but I do realize I'm pretty tight on this. I'd say around the 12,000 hand mark is where I started CPS, so maybe these will start to go up, but yeah, definitely on the tight side, quite a low 3-bet percentage, and the rest I'm not even going to bother trying to look at. But yeah, red line's killing me right now. So hopefully we'll make some improvements over the next few weeks in that regard. But yeah, I'll be playing on PokerStars, regular tables. I don't think, for me, if the goal is to maximize earnings, then I'd be an idiot to ignore the fact that I can choose to play against worse people on a regular basis. Someone gave me, the comparison of, if you're playing League of Legends, for example, which is something that I've done in the past, and I took that somewhat seriously for a bit. And when you're trying to climb in that, you are going to be put against people more or less on a similar skill level to you. And poker is just so different in that sense that you can choose to play against absolute idiots on regular tables. So I think for now I'll be having a rule. This could maybe go in the goals, but at least have one person I've got tagged as a fish on my table at all times, and not play at a table with maybe two or more regs. And as I build up the sample size on the population, obviously it will get easier to table select, because there's so many people that I haven't got any data on right now. But yeah, I think that will be a good place to start. So yeah, I don't think there's too much else, to be honest. I'll be making one of these videos, like I say, once a week, just checking in, probably go over a few hands of the week that I hopefully will tag. But yeah, if you're interested in following the journey of someone who's clearly a bit shit at poker and hopefully going to improve with some of these courses, then feel free to subscribe, and hopefully we can get some conversations going in the comments about some of the spots, or we can just talk about how we're all getting on. And yeah, hopefully I won't be stuck in 10-0 for too long, but we will see. So yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching, appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next one.